I just do what I'm coached to do. Just go line up where I'm asked to line up and play the way I'm asked to play. That's how I do it.
Are you finding yourself maybe more open than you have been the last couple of years?
Not necessarily. I've been getting open a long time.
No, but Larry, BA asked you to play a certain role and you did it. You had success, but it was quite different, it seems, to what you're being asked now. So just when you kind of look back on those days, the way football kind of has gone for you, I mean, you just seem to be in a different spot down the field. And even at the age of 36, you're getting deep and making plays. Can you just compare to the way that has evolved for you over the last 4 or 5 years?
Honestly, every coach has different philosophies and things, and I just try to make myself indispensable by, doing what I'm coached to do and make the plays I'm supposed to make. And, when you're given an opportunity, you have to capitalize. I've been given an opportunity early, and I've been able to make the most of it. Hopefully, when my number's called, moving forward as the season goes on, I'm able to continue to execute.
Did you have a sense you were going to be a deep threat from the get-go when they started installing this offense? Did you have a sense as to how you were going to be used this year?
There was always plays, here and there in practice that I would, be able to make it. But the offense is completely different than what we were doing in the training camp. Just a lot more things are schemed. We know what teams are going to be trying to do to us. We know the players are going to be playing against. So you just have a lot better understanding of what's going on. And so coach puts guys in position to be successful. Every single person. You look at Demir's numbers. You look at Keyshawn, and you look at Christian. Guys are getting opportunities. Max, Clay. Everybody's getting their shots. He does a good job of kind of getting everybody involved, and I think that's great because guys play harder when they know they're part of the puzzle.
I know you said you're going to do whatever the coach asks, and we know that. Yeah. Are you enjoying that you're getting the ball down the field more? Does that make you happier?
No, being at this, I don't need another catch or another yard or another touchdown. It's not gonna change anything for me at the end of the day. What makes me happy is winning and being competitive in games and seeing the guys like Trent and Christian making plays because I see the hard work they're putting in every single day. That's what makes me happy, honestly.
Being competitive in the first 2 games, what does that tell you about this team?
That we'd be a heck of a lot more competitive if we played in the first half. We've only played 30 minutes of football, for 2 weeks in a row. If we could, get it going in the first half, it could really be something special. Obviously we gotta make some hay in the run game. Keep this team, honest in terms of respecting the run and also playing the pass. This would be just as good of a defense as we saw last week in Baltimore. Their front seven is unbelievable. They're strong, they're fast, they can rush the passer, they can stop the run, they can do a little bit of everything. So we got to be able to really pick up the tempo on these guys, try to tire them out, and be able to get them running in the run game and in the pass game.
What kind of stress does 10 personnel put on you?
Well, there's not many teams around the league that are doing it, going into the sets that we're in. So, it kind of gets teams out of their comfort zone. They got to play guys probably that they haven't been playing, throughout the course of the year. And so, it's asking a lot. And then at the tempo that we're going at, it just puts a lot of stress, in the communication. We see teams not getting lined up, not getting the right personnel, not getting the right calls, and we're able to capitalize on that because we're able to play so fast and we know what we're doing. So we got to continue to keep doing that and, putting stress on the teams.
How does Carolina's quarterback situation help you guys on your side and hopefully getting your first win?
I have no idea what's going on over there offensively. All I do is watch their defense. They got a lot of defensive guys over there that can ask those questions for you, but their defense is outstanding. They're not losing games because of their defense. I'll put it to you like that. This team is very, very stout on that defensive side. They got 2 unbelievable inside linebackers, probably the best backer in the National Football League, and Luke Kuechly. We need to focus all of our attention on trying to get past those guys.
I know you don't do it
At times, what does your son think of your start to your season?
Well, he's been off to a heck of a lot better start than I've been off to. He's scored 2 touchdowns again yesterday. Had a few last week. He's balling right now, so I got a long way to go to catch up to him.
Larry,
Yeah.
I know you don't do cap space and ball yourself and all that stuff, but having a rookie quarterback like Kyler on a rookie deal for 4 years, what does that do for a team to be able to build around him and have success long term?
I think Matt or Steve could probably answer that question a little bit more effectively. I'm just trying to earn my check every week. Yeah.
But you've been around me for a long time.
Tom Brady's not on the rookie quarterback scale. You know, Matt Ryan and Ben Roethlisberger and Drew Brees, all those guys are been on their second, third, and fourth deals, and they're doing okay for themselves.
I'm not asking.
I'll be great, man. I've been looking forward to playing. I was happy when he got signed by Carolina. You know, he just had his first baby a couple months ago, so it'll be good to catch up with him. It'll probably be a little bit more violence than talking, you know, for the first 60. But it'll be great to see him after the game. He was a great teammate and he's a great player, so it'll be great to be able to mix it up with him.
Kyler's not used to not getting wins. How do you think he's handling these first 2 weeks so far?
No, it's not something that you ever want to adjust to. You know, I think that we all can improve on all facets. And, you know, with the way he's playing right now, the way he's able to deliver the ball, the way he's able to manage the games, you know, the wins will come. We just got to do a better job of, you know, making plays for him, protecting him, getting the run game going, and, you know, putting him in position where he can be successful.
Cardinals fans, hope you're enjoying this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and tune in every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. to our unnamed fantasy football show.
I do, you know, probably not 15, but, you know, just a couple carries, you know, in the first quarter. Or really the biggest thing is just getting tackled and getting in the groove of that.
And because you guys have played from behind, it's been hard for you to do, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're, you know, with the situation, you know, we always have to try to, you know, get points on the board quick, and so it's usually, you know, it's been tough the last couple of weeks.
What does the team need to do to get the wins? You guys have been so close, but what needs to change to flip that script that you're seeing?
I think it's the red zone, scoring touchdowns instead of kicking field goals, doing my part in blitz protection or running the ball, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's not like we haven't been in the red zone. It's just scoring instead of kicking field goals.
Do you think the situation over in Carolina with their offense in particular will be enough to give you guys an advantage at home?
Oh, that's going on with their offense? I mean, I only know a little bit about Cam, but I don't know exactly what's going on with their offense. You know, they have a good defense regardless, and we have to really be, you know, on the same page for the offense to continue getting the red zone and then score.
The red zone situation, is it frustrating?
It is, because, I mean, like, the first game, you know, I had a chance. I should have scored on just that stuff where I, you know, instead of getting to the end zone, getting down at the 1 yard line, that kind of stuff, it's irritating as an offense, especially for me, that when I get those opportunities, I'm not capitalizing on it.
You know, Luke Kuechly is there. What do you think of with Kuechly? You've had a few games against him.
He's a smart guy. He's good at anticipating, you know, what we're doing, and it really comes down to execution. You know, from every position on the offense, to be able to beat a guy who is pretty smart and who kind of watches a lot of film and knows guys' tendency, especially me. He knows, you know, he'll guess. He has a pretty good guess on if I'm, you know, running the ball or going out for a pass. So I got to really make sure I disguise a lot of stuff.
What's been your impression of running out of a lot of 10 personnel compared to in the past, maybe more tight ends and more people in the box overall?
It does give us, you know, a little bit more open field, less tacklers. So it's helped that way.
What matchups in the pass game when you're utilized as a receiver out of 10 personnel? How does that give you an advantage at all? Has it changed all matchups?
We do see a lot more nickel, a lot more DBs instead of linebackers on the field. So honestly, the last 2 games we've that I've been split out, it's always been a safety. I haven't got much of a linebacker on me, and so that helps out as well, especially in the running game, because they have a smaller guy instead of a linebacker in the box.
Does that hurt you then when you run out for passes? Instead of being able to match up with a linebacker, you got a safety on you?
It's obviously tougher because that's their job, is the coverage more. So I have to work a little harder on my routes and be more precise with my routes and the yardage and how I run them.
You know, we obviously watch the tape, and you game plan for the offensive system that you're seeing. Obviously, certain quarterbacks have certain talents that you have to prepare for, but overall, game plans are based on what they're doing offensively from a running game or pass game perspective. So it's not about one player, it's about the entire offensive scheme.
When you go back, you watch that Saints game, and you go back to those coverages?
I watched a little bit of the Saints game, and I guess he played a half of the Falcons game last year, and he's a talent. He's very functional. He has a good arm. He's mobile. He has great poise in the pocket. So we'll see. We'll see who plays, if it's Kyle or Cam, and I think from our perspective, we have to get ready to play again the system and not just one player. So that's our focus right now until Cam is ruled out. He's their starter, and if Kyle happens to be the starter on Sunday, we kind of we'll talk about it, and adjust some. But as far as the scheme changing totally, it won't.
With Kyle Allen, since Christian Kirk and Kyler Murray have obviously never played against him defensively, but they still are familiar with him. Do you pick their brains at all just to see his tendencies or anything there?
Yeah, that's tough. I was 4 years ago, I think. And they were young players. And no, you watch the tape and you kind of figure it out for yourself. What he's good at, and obviously we have a scouting department who obviously scouted him, so they have a write-up on him, from his college days. So that's what you use. You use functional information the best you can, but the tape can't lie to you. You watch it and kind of figure out what he's good at.
Ravens obviously have some good tight ends, but
Yeah.
that's 2 weeks in a row. I'm sure that you would have liked to done a little bit better job. Kind of how are
Sure.
you viewing that part of the defense right now? When you see it, are there obvious things that you think you can fix, or is it a little bit more vague to you?
I think it's all us, honestly. The first touchdown they scored on Sunday, that's just our era. And week one, they made some plays from that position. They had some good plays called, so that's just part of football. But we have to play better, obviously. That's overall. We're focused on keeping the points to a minimum. Not containing one player each week. It's about overall points. So, whoever is making plays, it's our job to stop them. So, the last 2 weeks has been the tight end. So, we got to adjust, I guess, how we're playing those guys and do a better job.
I'm assuming you're watching a ton of Christian McCaffrey this week. What do you think of what he can do to a team?
Yeah,
he has done.
He's a problem. He's a special player. Week one, he had about 20-plus touches, I should say, with runs and catches, over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I think it goes through him. Whoever's the quarterback on Sunday, it goes through Christian. He is a bear to contain, running in and in the pass game. So our first task, obviously, is to stop their best players, and he is obviously one of their best players. So it's going to be a challenge schematically and winning one-on-ones to get him stopped.
What kind of stress does
10 personnel, I think, stresses you out just from a personnel standpoint. You have to defend the pass first, obviously, with 4 wides on the field, and you need 4 cover guys to do that, and that becomes a chore for you. Obviously, if you're playing some kind of shell cover 2 or cover 4 coverages, the run game is very, very soft. So it does pose problems when you have 4 wides out there and you don't have 4 guys to cover them. So if you do, you play man free, you close the middle, and you fog every gap, and you just play. But if you don't, you have to be creative in how you approach it.
A roster built to defend?
4 wides? No. You're lucky to have 2 corners. If you have 4, man, you're very lucky. Most teams don't have 4. You can't pay 4 good players, I guess you should say, at corner. It's a valuable spot in the league, and you have to draft them high, and you have to find them and groom them, obviously. But it's impossible to have four ones or twos on your team as far as corners.
Is it tough if you've got linebackers that you like? You have to make the decision either to take them off the field or
Right. Absolutely. You can sit your best players when it comes to playing 4 wides, but you don't want to do that. So it's a problem. If you don't have the proper scheme to defend that, it could be a problem.
Corey Peters never puts up eye-popping defensive stats, but how integral is he, especially to the run defense? What does he do so well?
He's played really well. First of all, the first 2 weeks in the run game and the pass game. He's been a great rusher for us. He's got 2 sacks and should have probably 4, but he's definitely a guy that we count on doing things right, in all aspects of the game, and he's done that. He's a great leader. He plays hard for us, and he's very, very smart. So he's definitely a valuable part of our defense.
He's got a few defensive linemen back from last year, and his pride is stopping the run. Did he ever mention anything about wanting to get back to a better run defense because it might have been frustrating for him to be a part of that?
I think all the guys who were here last year wants to get back to that. Stopping the run obviously is a mindset first of all, and it's partly scheme, but it's a mindset. When you're stopping a run, it makes the offense one-dimensional. But obviously they throw it more when you're stopping a run, so that becomes a problem also. So I think it's a mix. You pick your poison each week. The the points are scored through the pass game. That's obvious. I mean, that's where touchdowns are scored. But the running game allows you to dictate on defense. And if you don't stop the run, you can't dictate. I can't call a game because I'm off balance calling a game if I can't stop the run. So that's always our first key to victory is stopping the run each week.
Larry's about to start. Larry.
What do you think about the spread offense kind of spreading through the NFL now, kind of the rate they've been?
I think that's the way we're going because of our college game. I mean, that's what we're drafting to as far as the quarterbacks and for the receivers and running backs. So I think it's going that way. It won't go back, to the two-back NFL pro game. It's going to be a spread future.
How quickly will it take defenses to adjust to that?
I think guys are adjusting right now. You have to, and it's simply for us just nickel. It's nickel first, second, and third down. It used to be base on first and second, but now it's nickel on first, second, and third down. So I think everyone's adjusting, fairly well right now. It's just having corners and having rushers, and that helps to adjust quicker.
Has Jordan Hicks been everything you thought he would be?
He has been. He has been. He's the QB of the defense. He gets us lined up. He's making plays in the run and pass game alike, and he's a joy to work with because, we can do a lot of things with him making the calls out there for us.